So I saw this the other day. It's super cool. There was a little bit of a news segment on they found some new stuff in ancient Egypt, and so here we got a little news segment. And I thought this stuff was fascinating. I love archaeology. I love Egypt specifically. Huge fan. Huge fan. And so I'm going to make you a huge fan, and we're going to watch this together.
An ancient Egyptian road is a rarity, a wonder, and now for the first time ever, a lost city rising from the sand, buried for millennia, untouched, almost intact.
We discover a large city to tell us
I love
about
this guy's
the life
hat
of
and
the
accent.
people.
Uncovered by Egypt's most famous archaeologist, Dr. Zahi Hawass. It's the largest industrial city ever found in Egypt, believed to be more than 3,400 years old, and he gave us the exclusive tour.
It was just under sand.
Under sand. The amazing thing now is what we found inside the city.
He says it's the second most important discovery ever after King Tut's tomb in 1922.
All this zigzag architecture elements everywhere, connected with the houses. You can see in the two sides of the big street that divide the city to 3 districts, and each district has an entrance.
It's called Dazzling Aten after the single sun god as Egypt moved to monotheism, and it will change history books. It's the key to understanding the movement of Egypt's most famous pharaohs.
Each piece of sand can tell us the life of the people, how the people lived in that time when Egypt ruled the world. Okay.
The first step, dating the city. The zigzag walls used during the end of the 18th dynasty, and inscriptions on vessels used to cure meat confirmed that.
Look at this. Surprise.
Meat bad.
There's so much amazing pottery.
The inscriptions in hieroglyphic here say year 37.
History says the city was abandoned, but was the city then repopulated when the famous King Tut returned?
This vessel.
No, this guy's epic. I love this
Ancient
guy.
artifact, 3,000 years old.
It can be for drinking.
There has never been this much pottery discovered at one site, and it comes from all over Syria and Palestine. The artifacts museum ready, now being restored at the other end of the city. Vessels of all sizes, a treasure trove of semi-precious stones, scarabs, beads, and rings.
Oh, it fits on the pinky. Good. Great. Oh, there we go. Is this a real egg?
That's so cool, man.
3,000 years.
Imagine having like a fucking like an ancient Egyptian ring just on your body at all. I like how much like I would love one of those. Like I understand they should be in a museum. I get it, but like goddamn, right?
Old.
Dr. Hawass has another high-profile excavation on the go. Ramses II in the Valley of the Kings.
We are in front of the tomb of Ramses II, the king of the kings.
We descended into the tomb less gracefully than the pharaohs deserve, the first TV crew ever to film inside. And they're looking for a mystery tunnel connecting Ramses II to his sons.
You never know what the sand of Egypt may hide of secrets.
And that wind is still really brutal, but I want to show you. This is how much of the city Dr. Hawass and his team have discovered just since September. They've been working, digging straight through the pandemic, and they're not done. They believe thousands of people lived right here. They believe this is a fraction of the city that once thrived here. And Dr. Hawass says he's looking for clues about the people that lived here. And interestingly, he's looking for clues that possibly King Tut lived right here. Shep?
There you go. That's cool as fuck, man. Now, I'm a huge fan of ancient civilizations. I'm a huge fan of civilizations in general. There's a lot of ancient civilizations that you'll find that are, you know, in the 5 to 10 to even older thousands of years of old that are more communistic in the way that they design their cities. Like, there's a lot of ancient civilizations where every room is the same size and all that kind of stuff. And then I love analyzing the change of just how people build cities, because that's a huge thing for me. Is like, imagine like what we could do if like the whole world was empty, right? Like a blank Minecraft server, right? and like if we had all the technology and know how to build cities, right? Because you look at Europe, like let's look at Europe. Like I'm sorry, no offense to Europe, but like your shit's not looking so good over there. You got castles, like a bunch of like giant religious cathedrals everywhere. Like what is that? Like seriously, it's some really good like it's some really weird stuff. I know like one of them burned down a couple years ago. That was pretty rad. But like honestly, y'all need an upgrade. I'm just joking. I'm a huge fan of historical buildings. But my point here when it comes to like ancient history is I just love looking how like ancient civilizations would build things. I also just think it's cool to think of like all the individual people that lived in those individual like cities and those rooms and like operated that shop that had that like fucking meat pot or something. You know, like that's just cool. Like, and like those are all real people that had real lives, and it's just like Egypt is in general is just such a cool, you know, mythologized kind of place that has so much. The other thing about archaeology is that there's so much undiscovered. That's the other thing. Like you never know when you're just gonna discover proof of aliens. You know what I mean? I would love to go to Egypt. Like that's like something like, you know, like bucket list for me. I would love to just like explore those motherfucking tombs or something. That would be great. That would be amazing. But I love ancient civilizations in general, and that stuff is cool to me. So thought I'd share, and that video came out a couple days ago, and it's cool stuff. So there you go. God bless.